I volunteer because
I volunteer because
I volunteer because I can. I'm retired, I have time, and I'd like to pay back to the community as best I can.
As a retiree, I like to have something to do with my time, and I like to think that I can do something that's meaningful and help people.
I volunteer because after my retirement, I found something that I could contribute and give back. Having been blessed with good fortune most of my life, it was an opportunity for me to do something worthwhile for others.
Because my wife has volunteered for 23 years, 24 years now. She hooked me into it, and it's been a rewarding experience.
over the years I had come into the hospital, I had sat while members of my family had had surgery, and I watched the ladies in the family lounge make people feel warm and comfortable and allay their fears. And I wanted to do that someday.
I volunteer because
it's a great way for me to get a lot of nursing experience before I head off to nursing school next fall.
I volunteer because sitting at home is really boring.
My experience as a volunteer previously had been they wanted people but had no idea what to do with them, and he said, come to Chester County Hospital, they'll keep you busy, and boy was he right.
Once a year we get to have a TB test, and it's free.
I volunteer because as the family member of numerous sick relatives, parents, in-laws, I've had the experience of wanting to stay in the room and not miss anything, the doctor or what have you. And I found it very nice when a volunteer at whatever hospital I might be in would come in and say, can I get you something to read? Can I get you something to drink? And then once all of the sick relatives had unfortunately passed on, and I had some time on my hands, I decided to try to give back and do that for some other people.
My favorite part about volunteering is
My favorite part about volunteering is
My favorite part about volunteering is the free food. I love that all the ambulance garages send gifts to the hospital emergency room to thank them. So we get pizza and ice cream sundaes, and I've bulked up a good 20 pounds since I got here. It's just been great.
The free food that Kathy's department picks up is probably the one very positive thing.
another perk is we get a free lunch.
My favorite part about being a volunteer is
Interaction with the staff. In my case, it's the nurses. They're just great people who give of themselves as well as their time, and they're dedicated to what they do.
My favorite part is being able to run and open up the door for somebody that's on crutches, on a walker, in a wheelchair, just even the tiniest thing.
Watching the proud fathers coming in, carrying their little baskets that they're going to get their boys or girls, their new babies in, and bring them back down. They have a special prideful look on their face as they go through.
I enjoy dealing with people, and I am delighted for the fact that I can answer the questions whenever they have one.
my favorite part about being a volunteer is interacting with the patients and their family members, just conversing, maybe taking their mind off their problems for a minute or two. Most people seem to realize when they listen to me talk that I'm not from around here, that I'm from New York, and we have a lot of interesting conversations about my New York accent.
My favorite part about volunteering is seeing how grateful and supportive everyone is around me.
I enjoy the camaraderie and helping out the people who are there doing it every day. You know, I take the workload, take a little burden off of them.
Just being connected, being part of the community, seeing people. I learn something new every time I'm here.
Well, I've derived a tremendous sense of satisfaction in volunteering, particularly in the emergency room. Being able to help someone in the moment, to me is a very satisfying feeling. And watching people working together to help someone else, the doctors, nurses, techs, and everyone else pulling together just to help someone is just a great sense of satisfaction for me.
The best experience I've had volunteering was
First day I was here, I interviewed a man that was 101. The second day I was here, I interviewed a lady who was 102. And with an experience like that, I feel like a teenager.
I really think the coolest thing about the emergency room is when something happens that truly is an emergency and you watch doctors and nurses fly to the rescue. They are just so on the money right there. This is an excellent emergency room.
My best experience has been
It's every time I'm here, every Monday, the staff, the nurses in PACU where I work are just so thankful that we're there and we can help them out and make their jobs a little easier.
It's just fun to see former students and families and see what's going on in their lives.
My best volunteer experience has been when
A woman who came into the room and asked me where the meditation room is. We do have a meditation room, which is across the hall from the family lounge. And she said that her brother was coming out of a coma, and she was so thrilled that she wanted to, give thanks. And with that, she started to cry. I started to cry, lots of hugs. And she, in the course of the day, went up and got her mother, brought her mother back, and lots of hugs, brought her sister down, and we did lots of hugs. And it was a great, great feeling to be part of what they were going through.
The best experience I've had is working with a great supervisor, Lois Mann, and the girls that register people. The technicians in the back are terrific, and great people that I work with.
being able to do for a patient something that the staff would not have had time to do. One gentleman was on our floor, but his wife was in the cardiac unit, and he wanted to go see her, but he couldn't walk there by himself. I was able to take him in a wheelchair and enable him to spend some time visiting with his wife.
It's hard to say what the best experience may be, but I think it's the entire package, the whole thing. Not one thing you do, but a combination of things. You're helping people on a regular basis. The myriad of detail you attend to as a volunteer in the emergency department particularly. Just you have a sense that you're helping someone else and helping a whole operation. And to me, it's very important. And once again, I derive a lot of satisfaction from that.
From volunteering, I have learned.
From volunteering, I've learned.
From this experience, I have learned
that I should have been in medicine.
Well, having had a long professional career and a secondary career in the community, I've held several positions. I was mayor of Westchester for 12 years, but all those titles mean nothing to me now when I look back on it. The title Tom the Volunteer means more to me than anything I thought it ever would, because you're just giving back in a direct, simple, plain way, and you're helping people. So it's, to me, the experience is just being a volunteer, the whole package.
Well, I've learned that I can be helpful, and people are grateful for your help.
And I've been asked by Kathy now to train subsequent volunteers who expressed interest in doing this. And I never taught in my life, but I found that I really enjoy explaining things to other people and helping out in that way.
I have learned that although the decision to go back to nursing school was a difficult one, that it is absolutely the right one for me, and I can't wait to go back to school and get started.
I knew nothing of the medical field when I came to Chester County, and greatly surprised at all the injuries, all the types of tests. I knew nothing about the medical field, nothing, and I've learned a lot.
That I just plain enjoy it. It's fun.
I guess what I've learned about myself through volunteering is that I truly do love to be of service. I love to turn off the telephone, the computer, and just be in the present, handling anything that comes up, impromptu, and it's an exciting place to be. There's never a dull moment.
I have learned that I really enjoy helping people. I always thought I was a pretty good person, but now I gain nothing from helping and doing except a good feeling within myself. So there are no financial gains. There are just building up points in my heart.